Take three. Hi. Yeah, it was like first one the cat was like all over me. The second one I just wasn't thinking straight and the closet's open and yes, my bed is still a mess. I'm got a lot done last night reorganizing, but I still got a ways to go. I need to purge, I need to make some calls. I decided to stay home and hang with my uncle today just in case, and he can do a lot by himself. It's hard, and he makes a big mess, but he can do a lot um, from his wheelchair. It's just very hard for him to get up to, um, even when he has to go to the bathroom, that he can wheel the chair up to the door and then manage to get in there in the kitchen. The wheelchair doesn't fit in there, but as long as he can hang on to stuff, he can kind of get around very short distance. Um, he can't stand for a long time. And I don't wait on him hand and foot. I mean, I do things when he asks. I'll ask him if he needs something because I don't want to tend to like just jump at everything and not let him do some things. I mean, it's kind of like somebody loses their drive to even try when they have somebody jumping to do everything for them. So, I mean, right now, he does need a lot of help, but he can do stuff. I mean, it's okay to leave him home alone. Not totally, but, when I have to go to the hospital. We went to the hospital yesterday to see my aunt. She's still in the hospital. She is not liking it. She is still in observation, and that is, she's in a tiny room, and I've said this, and it's only fits a bed and a chair. I mean, they have a little bit of equipment in there, and that's where they just observe to see whether or not she goes back out or whether or not she should be admitted, unless there's specifically a problem to admit her. And because of the situation was so different, it didn't um, deem. Um, See, I can't read, I can't pronounce, I stutter, stammer, I say that in all my videos. I can't even talk half the time, I can't think of the words I want. That's what the surgery's done to me. But anyway, so she's not a happy camper right now. And then the rehab place called us where she was doing physical rehab. And I understand, I get it. It was just kind of the way it was presented and the way the one lady talked to us on the phone. I mean, there's a way to talk to people and not get them all wound up or excited or frustrated or upset. And I usually will hand my phone off to my daughter if they call me, if it's a noisy situation or the acoustics are bad and stuff, because I can't hear. And they called and said that they could not hold her bed for her, and I get that. The insurance company is not going to pay for rehab, empty bed, and pay for her being in the hospital. I get that. It was just the way they handled themselves, and they were kind of rude and just very short. And it was like, well, we need the bed. We're going to pack up her stuff, put it in a box, and you just got to come and get it. Because they wanted us to pay $1,000 to hold her bed. And one, we can't afford that, and it's gambling. Because it's like, okay, if she doesn't go back within the amount of time that they want, then we just lost $1,000. If something were to happen for any reason, that she got admitted, or God forbid that she passed away during the night. And I know this sounds really bad. A lot of people, oh my God, you're gonna worry about $1,000 and her dying or something like that. But I'm just saying that you have to think about the choices and what are the best choices to make. And all that meant, after we did call a social, we were upset. And I mean, it was like, oh my God, she's getting kicked out and she's at the hospital. Now what do we do? Do we just take her back to the assisted place? I mean, what do we do? And it was just kind of the way everything happened. So we called the social worker that works at the hospital, and super nice, super nice. I love the hospital that she's at. And she talked to us, and she had been through this before, so she knew what was going on. And pretty much it's just that they make you feel like you need to hold that particular bed. There might not be something available when she's ready to go back. And if that's the case, oh well, we now we do have to go back through all the paperwork again, and they have to redo all the um, call the PT down to do an assessment. I mean, we have to go through the whole gamut, like if we've never done it before. We have to sign all the paperwork and all this other stuff, etc., etc. So, I mean, it is what it is. And she wants to go there. She likes it there. And they do have a good rehab. I'm not really crazy about some of the way they do things, which I'm not going to get into. It's not important, really. But their rehab is awesome. They have an actual, like a gym, and they have a Cadillac. Like, it almost looks like it's in a showroom, but they use that to help teach people how to transport the elderly, like how to get them in the car, tricks and ways, and teaching them to get in the car. So that was interesting, because we do have a hard time. Now, this car is bigger than the car that I have that we use to transport her to doctor's appointments, which made me kind of laugh. I said, she's got a lot of room to move and maneuver in there. And my car is cloth, and they have vinyl, which is easier for them to slide on. But she gave me a tip. It was like, okay, if you have cloth, what you do is you put like a garbage bag, a plastic bag, or just plastic, and then you have them sit back. And she's so short, we couldn't get her to understand how to get her butt back for the best, She almost kind of sits on the edge, and it's really hard to maneuver her sometimes. And it was just kind of comical. So we would put her on plastic so she could scoot, and then she can push herself back because she's going to slide on that plastic. And we're like, well, cool, because it's hard. I mean, she's, it's dead weight. She's lost weight, but it's dead weight when you're trying to, adjust somebody. And so anyway, the social worker, being that, she's done this, I don't know, for years and stuff, she said that the likelihood of there not being a vacant room is, really slim. She said there should be a room available when everything gets settled. And she really put us at ease and comfort. And if for any reason that there isn't a bed, oh well, we just have to call someplace else. It's not that huge of a deal. Yeah, we have to go through the whole thing again. And I know that she wouldn't be totally happy with that, because, she likes it there. She likes the food. Now, she's not eating much. Her appetite's gone way down. And I don't know what that's all about, so I don't know what's going on with that. She always had just such a hearty appetite, and I'm not used to her not wanting to eat. But anyway, so we were there for 5 hours yesterday just hanging out. And this is already getting kind of long, so I don't think that I'll put it in this one. But there was like, when I'm tired or when we're tired, I have these laughing attacks. And I mean, my daughter took a snippet video, but they last for like 15 minutes or 10 minutes. I mean, they last a long time. And I was going to do something like, this is how not to act in a hospital, because I mean, I laugh hysterically. And one lady did come in the room, and she goes, you guys are just having too much fun in here. And I mean, she wasn't mean or anything. She was laughing, but it was like, I had stopped by then but I can't control it. Once I start, it is like so hard unless somebody maybe yells at me or something bad happens or I don't know, slap me. I don't know. I can't stop. And that doesn't happen all the time. Usually when I'm really, really tired. We were playing more. We bring cards with us. We bring a big bag of stuff to do because we do know that we're going to be there for hours and you're waiting for a doctor and you're waiting for this, that, and the other thing, and they don't come at your beck and call, obviously. I mean, they have a ton of patients, so it's a waiting game, and even getting waited on. I was kind of disappointed because my aunt wanted something, I forget, and she had asked twice, call the button. It's funny because they have this big, huge thing. It looks like a remote control, and you push the button for the nurse, but you can also, I think, run the TV off of it. It's funny. Kind of like a dual thing. But because they can answer you on that or ask you what you want, and she can't hear, she pushes the button and then she puts it up to her ear like it's a phone, which it's not a phone, but it was just kind of comical. I got a kick out of that. Yeah, so that was pretty much our day, and then we had to go to the pet store to get some stuff for the cat that's pregnant with the kitten, and make some adjustments and make sure we had enough food, and then we were kind of like making bets on when she's going to have the baby and what kind of baby, because we know who the father is, and he's an all-black cat, so chances are she's going to have an all-black kitten. Unless you know for sure who the dad is, in some instances you have no idea what you're going to get, because they can have multiple daddies also. But in this situation, we know what's going on, so that was kind of interesting. It will be interesting, and to see if she does have two. Is she only going to have one? Is she going to have two? Is there maybe three hiding in there? We think that she's going to pop around July 11th. I think people are guessing, because it's a guessing game when they're pregnant, and when you take an x-ray, I mean, you kind of try to figure out when they're going to be due. So it's always exciting, to have mama cats or even bottle babies. I mean, kittens are fun. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off. I just wanted to pop on, and that was how my day went yesterday. Then I just came home and worked on my room, and I'm going to try to finish that up. And my uncle wants me to find every puzzle in the house to see if there's one that he can do. I found one that he could do, because he does them quickly now. We're because I get the 500 pieces for him, so he does them faster. We have a lot of puzzles, so I'm going to make a catalog of what we do have here so he can see it. And I might just, even though he doesn't want me to, I might just go ahead and order some more. Okay, that's just it. I just came on to ramble and, talk a little bit about the hospital, and I'll be back on later. You have a good day. Bye. Come on.